Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be talking about what I believe to be the best tire size that you can get on your Toyota Tacoma. Now, tire size does come down to a lot of personal preference, but I've compiled a list of reasons as to why I believe that this tire size is the best one that you guys can buy, and it's what's worked best for me, so I'm speaking from personal experience. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump right into the video. Well, the first question that we have to answer is, what tire size am I talking about? And I am talking about the 265 tire size, which comes out to about 32.5 inches. So the tire size that I have is a 265/70 R17, which comes out to about 32.5 inches, like I said. Now, the modifications that I have with the truck to go along with this tire size is I have a 2-inch leveling kit. Then I have an 1.25 inch spacers on my wheels, which are 0 offset. So they're about -22 millimeters, I believe, is what that comes down to. So that should give you guys an idea of what I have on my truck. So if you're wanting to do around the same thing, then you kind of know, or you just have some sort of input, which will kind of show you what this would look like. So now I'm going to kind of go ahead and talk about why I believe this tire size is just so perfect, and why I believe it's one that you should get or keep, because it's also the stock tire size that comes on your truck. These are a little bigger though. The tread's a little thicker, and the tire sidewall is also a little bit bigger. But I mean, not a whole big difference from stock, besides just the wheel size. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. So the first biggest positive with this tire size is the gas mileage. Now, this is the stock tire size, like I said, which means you're gonna be getting around stock gas mileage, besides like the 2-inch lift. But you know, that is really, it's marginal when compared to getting a bigger tire size. So really, I don't include it. But keeping with the stock tire size, you're going to save all of your gas mileage. You're gonna get pretty darn close to what they say you get from factory. I get about 17, and I drive it around. I don't really drive highway, but I don't drive city either. I mean, I live in a smaller town, so it's a mix, I'd say, but I'm not often on the highway, and I'm not always in stop and go traffic. And I get about 17. So if you wanted to get bigger tires, then you want to get that luxury. So I only have to go fill up to the gas station about once a week with my driving schedule. So that's really nice, and that's the first big reason. Also, if you have any questions about what happened right here, let me know if I should make a video about that. I haven't, but if you want me to, and you want a little bit of story time, then we could talk about that. But yeah, gas mileage is the first big reason. So the second biggest factor is cost. You know, it doesn't take a genius to figure out that smaller tires are less expensive than bigger tires, you know, just, I mean, in most cases, just, you know, because it's less rubber. So getting a smaller tire size will save you money. Now, it's not a whole lot of money, probably $200-300, maybe, if 200 probably sounds about like a better number, for a set, which doesn't, you know, sound like a whole lot, but you know, I mean, it's about $50 of savings per tire, especially if, you know, you are keeping the truck for a long time and you're going to be changing out tires over its lifespan. Then you're not going to be wanting to spend more money on tires than you have to. So getting this size tire is a lot cheaper, and they're also easier to find. I don't know if that's just me and where I live, but I have no problem finding any kind of variety of tire and brand with 265s as compared to if I were to get like 285s and bigger. So that's another thing, is availability. So, you know, you might want to check that out in your area, but they're cheaper and they are easier to find. So the next thing is going to be for more appearance based, and that's for stancing. So if you want your truck to have a wider aggressive stance without having to do any modifications to like your fender wells and all that kind of stuff, which I'll dive into here in a little bit. But if you're wanting to just throw some wheels and tires on and have a wide stance, as you guys can see, my truck, my wheels and tires do stick out a little bit, as you guys can see there, giving it a nice aggressive stance, and I don't rub, and that's only accomplished because I have 265s. Now I do have the spacers on, which give it that offset, but if you were to have 285s with the same setup, then they would rub, and you would have to cut your cab mount down in there, which I do plan on doing, but I don't have to do it. It's not a requirement, or if you wanted to run a setup like I have right here. So that leads me into my next point, and that's, if you go with 265s, you have to do barely any modifications to the vehicle itself in order to get them to fit. Now, you can fit 285s. I know for a fact you can fit 285s with these stock wheels and stock suspension without rubbing, but you know, it doesn't, I'm not a big fan of the stock offset of the wheels. The stock wheels themselves don't look very good. and I'd rather run a setup like this as opposed to having 285s with the stock wheels and suspension setup. If you're wanting to have the best possible looking truck without having to modify it, then get 265s, get a higher offset wheel with the 265s, and just a little bit of lift. And that's, I mean, you don't even need to lift it. These only started to rub whenever I put the spacers on. They didn't rub with the spacers on, and no lift. So no lift with spacers rubbed. Spacers with lift does not rub, and then no lift, no spacers will not rub either, because it's a stock tire size. So if you're wanting to save money in that realm as well, which goes back into the smaller tires will save you money. They also save you money for not having to, do a cab mount chop, or some people have to do a Viper cut on the front bumper. If I get my finger on the front bumper, which I think I'm gonna do at some point because it looks cool. But if you don't want to cut off your truck, I might get some practice in actually, because this happened and I have to get a new front bumper. Then I can get some practice in and feel more comfortable doing it when I get my new bumper. So I guess that's something to think about. All right, guys. Well, that's why I believe that 265s are the best tire size that you can get on your Tacoma. I'm sure there's some arguments for some bigger tires, which the main one would be they look better. Trust me, I really want to put 285s on this thing. 285s or 315s, like those would just look so good, but it would require so much extra work and money that I just don't want to mess with right now. Someday in the future I will, but I do believe that if the most economical and practical tire size is the 265s, and I will always believe that for the Tacoma. And I mean, it doesn't look bad. No one can tell you that this looks bad, despite what they might think about it. This is a good looking truck. I mean, it just, so if you're wanting a safe, cheap option, then I would go 265s and never look back. But it's up to your own discretion whether or not you want to go, how you want to go with your truck build. And I mean, it's up to you. So I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, please consider dropping a like and subscribing. We are 10 subscribers away from 1,000 subscribers. That is just insane to me. That's crazy. 1,000 people have subscribed to my channel because they liked watching what I've been posting, which is, I don't like to think it's bad content, but I'm just a kid that wanted to make some videos, and I'm almost at 1,000 subscribers, which is crazy. So consider dropping a like and subscribing. It's really greatly appreciated. I always reply to comments, at least I try to, and I love seeing my community grow. But yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Hopefully the next video we have 1,000 subscribers. So see you guys next time.